I guess, criticizing Palestinian protests, yet not uttering a single word when it comes to the genocide taking place in Palestine, in Gaza, to an extent which is, unfathomable. And we're also seeing, as we just mentioned with Rishi Sunak, labeling any attempt to call out this genocide as being anti-Semitic. We've literally even had people to go to the extent that calling for a ceasefire is being labeled as anti-Semitic. To say that Palestine should be free from the river to the sea, from tyranny, oppression, is being called anti-Semitic. So, Ustad, with your permission, on this point, we're hearing a lot of criticism regarding anti-Semitic, people being anti-Semitic, people holding anti-Semitic views. Are we guilty of anti-Semitism as it is being proposed today? And who are the Semitic people to begin with?
Yes, that's very interesting, because a lot of times when they say anti-Semitic, they are blaming actual Semites for being anti-Semitic. So historically, like if you look back at where this word Semite comes from, so biblically the story is that the earth, the floods came at the time of Noah. And everyone perished except, and they were not able to procreate or reproduce except for the children of Nuh or Noah. And the Quran confirms it, وَجَعَلْنَا ذُرِّيَّتَهُ هُمُ الْبَاقُونَ. And we only made his progeny, the ones that were left behind, as in procreated.
Yes.
So Noah had 4 sons, and one of his sons is called Sam. So Sam's children and their children were called Semites. So they are people who basically speak Arabic, Aramaic, Hebrew, Syriac, Habashi. So all these are considered Semites.
So the Arab people today would be considered
the Arabs
Semitic.
Are the real Semites. So and our Hebrew cousins were themselves Arabs. So if you look at Abraham comes from the city of Ur. Ur is a city, ancient city, which was located towards the end of the Euphrates, where it joins the Persian Gulf. So he's an Iraqi man that came from there, and somewhere in the second millennia settled in the Holy Lands.
So,
and forgive me for that.
No,
so when he came in, he's a Semite himself. So all that land from Yemen all the way to the ends of Syria, Semites were already existing there. They already lived there. They already occupied the place. And when he came to Palestine, in the second millennia, sometimes probably 1500 BC, I would say, or maybe a bit more than that. When he came there, already a civilization existed in Palestine. The Bible records it as well. So there's a king there called Melchizedek that Abraham used to pay taxes to, and he received Abraham and paid homage to him and so on. Melchizedek in the Semitic languages, or in the language of the indigenous Palestinians, so the first occupiers there, the first people that lived there, is called Malaki Sadiq, the righteous or truthful king. And the Bible records that Abraham paid taxes to him and met him. And Abraham came at the time just with 2 people, so Abraham, Sarah, and Lot. So 3 people came to a place which was already inhabited. The Bible already mentions the names of the tribes that were there, the kingdoms that were there. It was already inhabited. Archaeological evidence backs that there was findings there at least 3,000 years before Christ, at least 3,000 years before Christ. So already a civilization existed there who were called Canaanites. And Abraham came, joined them. A Semite himself joined them. So those are the Semites, and a special category in Palestine, like a subcategory of the Semites, is called the Canaanites, Kinaaniyun in Arabic. So using the word anti-Semites for demonstrations that are designed to save the lives of actual Semites, the Palestinians who are themselves Semites, is ridiculous at best, because they are the only real, the only anti-Semitic act in this situation is to allow the massacre of the Palestinians, and as such allow the massacre of Semites.
Yeah, because this is no longer phrases. These are actually like actual physical forms of violence against a Semitic people, which are the Palestinian people.
That's right.
Ustad, we also hear, I guess, the long-winded misconception that Muslims have long harbored anti-Semitic views. And based off of what you're saying, you know, we're already Semitic. So let's just say anti-Jewish beliefs. We have anti-Jewish views,